So let's talk about smartphones. This is not going to be like an exciting video where I review something or talk about like brand new phones and shit. This is just like a sit down talk, have a conversation with you people because I like doing that. And today I wanted to talk about smartphones. Smartphones. Yeah, smartphones. And you know what will be a smart decision by now? If you go ahead and subscribe to my channel and do me that favor. But let's talk about smartphones. Like, it is exciting times that we are seeing right now when it comes to the smartphone industry, because looking back at it like 10 years from now, like 10 years, not from now, but 10 years ago, for Samsung, we had the Galaxy S4. It came out in 2013. And back then, thinking about like seeing the Galaxy S4 and how it was like waterproof and all of that, like to us, that was kind of crazy. Like you can take a phone underwater. Whoa. For Apple, we had the iPhone 5, and that was the same thing, like a square phone. Like that was the hype back then. And the iPhone 5 was big. Now, when you grab the iPhone 5 or the Galaxy S4 in your hands, that's not even big enough for your hands. You know what I'm talking about? And that was 10 years ago. 10 years forward, when you look at smartphones now, you look at the Galaxy S22 Ultra and the iPhone 13 and the Huawei P50 Pro and the Oppo X5 and all of these new smartphones and the Galaxy Z Fold, like a folding phone. And Apple are trying to do the same thing, by making a phone that folds and making a PC that folds. That's crazy. Who would have thought like 10 years ago that a phone could have 4 cameras, 100 times zoom, a 100 megapixel lens? Like, who would have thought that shit would exist? Like, nobody. Because to us, like back then, that was the pinnacle of technology. And I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about all the advances that we've had, because a 10-year difference in 2013, how old was I? I was 15 in 2013. Being 15, and I had the Galaxy S4. Like in 2013, being 15, having the Galaxy S4, bro, that was the hype. If you had that phone, you would have been the most successful person in fucking school. But if you have that phone right now, even though that was a great phone, but if you compare it to the fucking like the worst phone that you can ever have right now in your pockets, that wouldn't even compare. Like, the worst phone that could exist today is way better than the best phone that existed 10 years ago. And honestly, that is exciting. That is exciting news. And that's what I wanted to talk about. Like, that was 10 years ago. Where would the smartphone industry be in 10 years from now? Let's say 2032. Like, would we still have this physical copy of a phone? Like, would it be this? Maybe these motherfuckers will just make it as a chip. You can have a chip inside your body. You can take phone calls from that. You can watch videos on that and access YouTube from that. We've seen that is happening already. The metaverse, Facebook going to like rebranding and naming themselves the Meta, NFTs. Everything is going online. So would smartphones transition to that also? Like, go also online? Like, you wouldn't have a physical phone. Like, I don't know. Maybe they would come up with something crazy, like you just have a chip inside you, and for the cameras, you just have a fucking, something you put on your fucking ears, and you take a camera, or you want to take a selfie, you can put something. They make a ring for it, like some accessories, like a chip that comes with a ring and a fucking earpiece, where you can, if you want to take take fucking photos of what's around you, you can just take them from this earpiece. If you want to take selfies, you can just point your hand at yourself and take a selfie. I don't know, but I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see where this industry is going to be at 10 years from now, because We are seeing some exciting times. Paul, listen, what's happening in the world right now is nothing to be excited about. But there's one thing you should be excited about is subscribing to my channel. Worst timing ever. My bad. I'm sorry. But other than what's happening with Russia and Ukraine and shit in Europe and motherfuckers being racist and all of that, we don't care about that. It's not we don't. Fuck. I'm digging myself into this rabbit hole that I just want to get out of it. Forget about it. But when we talk about technology, it is some fucking interesting times we are seeing, because every year these companies are coming out with phone that fucking blitzes last year's phone. The S22 Ultra is 100 times better than the S21 Ultra, and they are a fucking year apart. When we talk about camera, software, whatever you want to talk about in that field, the S22 Ultra is way better than the S21 Ultra. The iPhone 13 Pro Max is way better than the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Way better. And they are a year apart. So when you talk, like, iPhone 11 is still in the market. Some people still own the iPhone 11 and it's good. But in comparison to the iPhone 13, it does not compare, because the iPhone 13 is way better. So imagine if they come out with an iPhone 14. Owning an iPhone 11 would be just like owning a Galaxy S4 or an S9, the same way that I have here, because I'm broke. I cannot afford anything. If any company out there is seeing this, send me a phone and I'll fucking review it and I'll own it and I'll be proud of it. And like that's exciting when you see technology advance in such a way that it blitzes the previous generation. You would think to yourself that 10 years from now, where are we going to be, like, technologically, because we have self-driving cars. 10 years ago, we didn't have that. We have electric cars. 10 years ago, we didn't have that. We have folding smartphones. 10 years ago, we didn't have that. We didn't even think about that. Everything is going electrical. The metaverse, NFTs, Bitcoin, like fucking cryptocurrency. All of that 10 years ago, it was nothing. It was like, oh, you own some Bitcoins. Okay. Now Bitcoin is like worth like 50,000 or I don't know. I don't follow that shit. Again, with my question, do you think that we are going to have like a hard physical smartphone like 10 years from now, or would it be something different? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I reply to comments. Talk to me, let me know what you think. If you're seeing this video by any chance and you've reached this point, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, engage into a conversation. I want to know what you guys think 10 years from now smartphones would be. I don't know if that made sense. It didn't in my head. But let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed talking to me. If you enjoyed this, like the video. It is much appreciated. It helps the channel grow. And I'll see you on my next one. Thank you.